This time on the greats. Burma's voice of freedom, Aung San Suu Kyi. Hollywood court jester, Danny Kaye. Tennis queen, Martina Navratilova. And the sly wit of George Bernard Shaw. But first, Princess Diana. When Lady Diana Spencer married Charles, the Prince of Wales, the heir to the British throne, the staid and conservative British monarchy entered a new era of glamour, becoming part of contemporary popular culture for the first time in decades. The institution was centuries old and steeped in tradition and ritual, but Diana was a girl of the 1980s. A clash was inevitable. The 1981 wedding of Charles and Diana was a fairy tale come to life. Sadly, the reality did not match up. Although they showed a unified and stable relationship to the world, Charles and Diana soon found that they had little in common. As the prince retreated to his old interests and relationships, Diana found other distractions, both privately and publicly. She became involved in many charities, but unlike her forebears, she was happy to embrace more controversial causes. In a backhanded compliment, she was described as having the common touch, but this ease with strangers and affinity with disadvantaged people sprang from a genuinely compassionate nature. When Diana sat on the bed of a man with AIDS in April 1987 and was photographed holding his hand, this had a tremendous influence in changing world opinion and attitudes to people with the disease. And despite cynical claims that she always had an eye on the nearest camera, she was known for turning up unannounced at hospitals to visit the unwell, issuing specific instructions that the media should not be informed. But perhaps her most contentious charity work was with the international campaign against landmines, and it is widely believed that her dedication to the cause influenced the Ottawa Treaty, which banned anti-personnel landmines worldwide in the late 90s. In 1996, after several years of scandalous gossip and controversial interviews with the media, in which both the prince and princess admitted to being unfaithful, the couple was divorced. Having avowed to BBC journalist Martin Bashir in an infamously candid Panorama interview of November 1995 that she wanted to be a queen of people's hearts, she made that her mission. But that and her new relationship with Dodi Al Fayed, the eldest son of Harrods owner Mohammed Al Fayed, were abruptly curtailed on the night of the 31st of August 1997, when she, Dodi, and their driver Henri Paul were killed in a high-speed car crash in a Parisian tunnel. Dodi and Henri Paul, who had been drinking and was later found to be over the legal limit, died instantly. The only survivor of the crash was the bodyguard, Trevor Rees-Jones, while Diana was transported to hospital, but died in the early hours after attempts to revive her failed. But it was the aftermath of Diana's death that really stunned the world. England had always been regarded as a place of stoicism, famous for its stiff upper lips in the face of the Blitz and respectful patriotism. But the outpouring of public and vocal grief caused by Diana's death was unprecedented. Commentators couldn't help but remark that the sentiment was distinctly un-English, with the emotional displays more in keeping with countries like Argentina and the reaction to the death of Eva Peron. In 2004, there was outrage from the British tabloid press when a US television program and Italian magazine made public photos of a dying Diana that previously had remained unpublished. The royal family expressed its distress, and there was a mood of anger in the United Kingdom, with many feeling their princess was entitled to privacy in death. A decade after she died, Diana remains a figure of fascination. Conspiracy theories about her death abound, many fed by the claims of Dodi's father, Mohammed, who believes fervently that his son and the princess were deliberately killed by an establishment horrified at the thought of a possible marriage between her and a Muslim. In 2007, yet another inquest was launched into the events of that night in Paris. But whatever the outcome, it seems clear that the young girl who once described herself jokingly and self-deprecatingly as being as thick as a plank has had a fundamental and lasting effect on the country that once considered her its future queen.
3,